Welcome to Wazzu on Film. I'm Cody Callanan.
And I'm Olivia Lowry.
This week we had the pleasure of...
You mean displeasure?
That is a little bit more accurate. We had the displeasure of watching Gods of Egypt and The Witch.
Stick around. So for our second movie, we reviewed The Witch, which is kind of a creepy horror movie type film that takes place in the 17th century. It originally premiered at the Sundance Film Festival this year, and it's this family of pilgrims who was banished from their community, and they had to go, settle on their own and start their own community just themselves. And so basically they set up by this woods, they build their house, and immediately weird things start to happen. The first thing that happens is that the baby disappears, and they're just starting to sense this really weird presence coming from the woods, which ultimately turns out to be this witch. And it's kind of, the whole movie you're kind of trying to figure out what kind of power this witch has, and is it the devil? The family kind of is wondering if it's the oldest daughter that is responsible for all of this. And it's really just kind of one of those films that kind of plays with your head. It's kind of I was cringing a lot during it. It's just kind of, it's not jump out at you scary, but it's just more creepy and disturbing, I would say. What did you think of this movie?
Well, it's not really my cup of tea. I don't enjoy creepy movies very much.
Yeah,
it was.
I'm not a scary movie person, that is for sure.
You got introduced to the presence of the witch as soon as the baby disappeared. So you didn't really have that suspense of what's going on. You kind of knew that there was that. I mean, the title's The Witch, and then you see the witch upon the first weird thing happening to the family when the infant is kidnapped and then mashed up.
So this whole time you know that there's this witch, but you're kind of unsure, is it what does the witch want? What is happening? Is this some weird devil thing? Because the whole family is very religious, obviously, because they're pilgrims in the 17th century, and their whole life revolves around religion. It's their entire speech, everything they say has some sort of biblical undertone to it. So you're wondering, they're all thinking, it's the devil, someone's possessed, it's because they've been sinners and stuff that this is happening. And there's a lot of that, you do know that there's the witch, like you said, that the whole time there is this witch, and there's not a lot of suspense there, because you know that the witch is the one who took the baby, and it goes back and forth, back to the witch and back to the family.
It took, essentially the whole stance of it was watching the family slowly destroy itself with the suspicions they had of each other mostly.
And I definitely, this isn't my type of movie. I don't like movies where I'm just squirmy and I'm get me out of here. I definitely think it was interesting, the plot. It was innovative, I'd say. There wasn't really, I haven't seen a movie like this before. I definitely thought there was use of music that was really interesting. They would just kind of do these little random bursts of music throughout the movie, and you'd be kind of what's happening right now? So I thought it was different. The plot was, I would say there were definitely things that I think they could have done differently, but I thought the plot was, it was interesting at points, the ending was creative, I guess, but I didn't enjoy this movie. This was not an enjoyable movie for me.
Same thing. I didn't enjoy this movie. The acting, though, if you take
good.
It from an objective standpoint,
for
someone
what it was,
might enjoy this genre. The acting was good, but it was pretty decent. You really started to feel, especially with the undertone of the creepy music, the psychological breakdown of everybody. The struggle of the life away from the settlement.
You definitely felt like you were looking in on a family of pilgrims, on their daily life. It seemed, I mean, obviously I don't know what it was like to be a pilgrim, but it seemed to be pretty historically accurate.
Aside from the witch stuff.
I mean, but I mean, who knows? But yeah, the witch stuff, they did a good job of just making it really kind of just creepy and like disturbing, and like, I don't want to be watching this. I feel like I should go home. Like, it was definitely kind of like made you like squirm in your skin a little bit.
Yeah. So with the conflict of all right, it was well constructed, and then the overall dislike of it because you didn't enjoy it. It was not your type of movie. What would you rate it at?
You know what? I think I would give this 2 cougar paws out of 4. Like the average. I'd say this movie definitely had, like some redeeming qualities. It was, it was innovative. I thought the director did a good job with all, the different like ways he filmed it and the music and everything. But I did not enjoy this movie. I did not enjoy sitting through it, but I mean, for what it was, I think they did a pretty good job.
Going by pure like first impression, is it worth seeing from my standpoint? Point of view, it would probably rate around a 2 for me as well. But then if you take it from someone that really likes that sort of movie, then I might rate it a 3. It's at this point opinion, and so I'm going to go with my opinion. It is a 2 as well.
Yeah. So if you're into pilgrims and the 1600s and weird devils and witches, then this is the movie for you. Head to your nearest theater. But if you're like me and you would rather cover your eyes during creepy scenes, maybe sit this one out. Leo got his first Oscar for The Revenant.
Ajane was at an Oscar viewing party. Let's check in.
So the next time you tell me you love me, if there is a next time, I'll say I love you too.
And she was great. The Oscar goes to BRIE LARSON.
Yeah! I got that one! Nailed it.
This is the first Oscar nomination for BRIE LARSON.
Thank you. Thank you first to the Academy. I'd like to thank our director, Lenny Abrahamson, who is absolutely incredible, Emma Donoghue, who created this world, Jacob Tremblay, my partner through this in every way possible, my real partner, Alex Greenwald. I love you, the whole thing. Thank you to everyone who participated in Room. Thank you to all of you who saw it. Thank you to the fans. Thank you to the moviegoers. Thank you for going to the theater and seeing our films. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You need to do the same.
I'm pretty sure it's going to
And the Oscar goes to Leonardo DiCaprio.
This is the first Oscar and 6th nomination for Leonardo DiCaprio.
Thank you all so very much. First off, to my brother in this endeavor, Mr. Tom Hardy. Tom, your fierce talent on screen can only be surpassed by your friendship off screen. To Mr. Alejandro Inarritu, as the history of cinema unfolds, you have forged your way into history these past 2 years. What an unbelievable talent you are. Thank you to you and Chivo for creating a transcendent cinematic experience for all of us. And lastly, I just want to say this. making The Revenant was about man's relationship to the natural world, a world that we collectively felt in 2015 as the hottest year in recorded history. Our production needed to move to the southern tip of this planet just to be able to find snow. Climate change is real. It is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat facing our entire species, and we need to work collectively together and stop procrastinating. We need to support leaders around the world who do not speak for the big polluters or the big corporations, but who speak for all of humanity, for the indigenous people of the world, for the billions and billions of underprivileged people who will be most affected by this, for our children's children, and for those people out there whose voices have been drowned out by the politics of greed. I thank you all for this amazing award tonight. Let us not take this planet for granted. I do not take tonight for granted. Thank you so very much.
The award honors that magical realization. Once again, here are the nominees for Best Picture. Brooklyn. Room. Spotlight. Bridge of Spies. The Big Short. The Revenant. The Martian. Mad Max Fury Road.
What's that way?
And the Oscar goes to Spotlight.
Spotlight has 6 Oscar nominations this year, winning 2 Oscars for Original Screenplay and Best Picture.
Oh my gosh! No one got that. I didn't see you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I love you, Lauren. We did it. Wow. This film gave a voice to survivors, and this Oscar amplifies that voice, which we hope will become a choir that will resonate all the way to the Vatican. Pope Francis, it's time to protect the children and restore the faith. Thank you very much.
We would not be here today without the heroic efforts of our reporters. Not only do they affect global change, but they absolutely show us the necessity for investigative journalism.